senior leader in your industry or a senior leader in another industry. That's why they're marked as interesting views. If multiple people from one company are looking at your profile, they tell you that. So they'll say, so it's for this week, for example, I did my workshop at Intertrade Ireland, and it says that 5 people from Intertrade Ireland have looked at my profile. So that is interesting to me. So you can see interesting views are people based on their job or their seniority in their industry. When more than 2 or 3 people from one company or maybe a university are looking at your profile, they're seen as interesting views. It tells you the type of job title of the people who are looking at your profile. So it tells me that 54 people with the job title business owner have been looking at my profile. And if I click on those options, it shows me those 54 people as well. So it is actually really interesting. I think that alone for me is interesting to see who is looking at my profile and where would I take that afterwards. Okay, so I think that's interesting. The next thing you can see when you have LinkedIn Premium for Business are insights into a company page. I have to admit, I didn't really know about this until I started researching this podcast episode. And then I just fell down a complete rabbit hole of curiosity, looking at lots of different companies and their company page insights. So what am I talking about? If you have Premium, go to a company page. Now you need a company page where the company has more than 30 employees with a complete LinkedIn member profile. So we're talking about larger companies here. I looked at Intertrade Ireland. I looked at PwC. I looked at Apple. So, but you could look at a large employer where you live, or a company that you might want to target and drill down into the insights on the company page. So what does it tell you? It tells you the employee distribution and headcount. So it classifies people under which function they have in the company. So for example, marketing, HR, project management, sales, business development. Give you an example. Apple, if you look at Apple's company page, 18% of Apple employees are classified under engineer and 3% are classified under marketing. So you could really, it is really fascinating to me that you can look, but this is me geeking out over the kind of information you get on the internet. And maybe it's not the kind of stuff you're interested in. You can look at new hires. So it'll show you the most recent hires within the company and literally shows you the person's name and what they do. That is interesting. It shows you the percentage increase for each area. So the percentage of increase of staff working in HR, engineering, admin, etc., etc. And it shows you the average number of years somebody has worked for that company. So for example, I think that they call it tenure, and it's not really a word I use here in Belfast, but the average tenure for somebody at Intertrade Ireland is over 8 years. So that means if the average person has been there for more than 8 years, which I think is a really good sign for a company. So it would be interesting to see how long do people generally last at this company. I think Apple is maybe 5 years. So it's really interesting research. It tells you notable company alumni. So if you look at LinkedIn, it'll show the people who have left LinkedIn who are now head of global distribution for another large company, for example. Who's gone where? And that's interesting as well. It tells you what department is hiring. And if this stuff freaks you out because you're thinking, how do people know all this stuff about me? I work in a large company. Can everyone see this about me? Yes, they can, unless you change your privacy settings. So you can opt out of this information being shared about your profile on your company page under your own privacy settings. So you go to view profile and you scroll down to privacy settings, and under privacy settings, there is an option where it says representing your organization, and you can just switch the toggle on that to say that you don't want to share that information with the wider world. Because if you are new into a job in your company and it is one of these companies with company pages insights, it shows your face and your job title. So maybe it's not something that you do want to share, but why wouldn't you on LinkedIn? It's not the same as being on Facebook, but everybody's different. So check it out yourself, see what you think. So I found that was really fascinating. I didn't realize that option was there. So we've got the in-mail credits. We've got the ability to see who's viewed your profile. You can drill down into that when more than one person from a company is looking at you, the number of people under certain job titles looking at you, interesting views of your profile. You can then go and dig into company page insights. Oh, by the way, you do this on the company page of the company you're looking at, of course. It's down the left-hand side. It says insights and there's a little line says premium beside it. And what else is good about LinkedIn Premium? The little gold badge. I think that some people like having the LinkedIn gold badge beside their name. I suppose it shows that you are invested in the time you spend on LinkedIn. It also might show that your employer pays for it. So take it with a pinch of salt. I think people do like it. I get asked about it. Like, why is there a gold badge beside your name on LinkedIn? Do you work for LinkedIn? No, I don't. You too can have a gold badge for only $49.99 a month. So anyway, you got the gold badge. Then the other thing I think that is good for LinkedIn Premium, actually, and this is genuinely valuable, is the access to LinkedIn Learning. So this used to be called lynda.com. Again, researching this, I didn't realize lynda.com was literally named after the wife in the husband and wife team who created the website lynda.com. I always wondered why it was called that. It was basically an online learning platform, and LinkedIn bought it for quite a hefty sum of money and brought it in under LinkedIn, and now it's rebranded as LinkedIn Learning. I also was asking a friend of mine who is a teacher on LinkedIn Learning, how do you become a LinkedIn Learning teacher? And you have to go through a whole process, including she went to California to be trained on how to do the training on LinkedIn, which I thought was quite impressive. So if anyone's listening from LinkedIn, I'd be really interested in becoming a LinkedIn Learning official trainer. Give me a shout. That would be awesome. Trip to California optional, but I'm there. It's nice. It's got to be warmer than here. So LinkedIn Learning. Basically, LinkedIn Learning gives you access to literally hundreds and hundreds of video training modules on so many different topics: business skills, public speaking, coding, graphic design, LinkedIn as well, social media. It's really good quality training, nice and short videos like my Level Up Your LinkedIn course, which will be going back on sale soon. Keep your eyes open. I learned about teaching online that people really, really, really prefer short, concise videos, ones that are under 5 minutes long, definitely under 10 minutes long. I used to do videos where it would be, okay, somewhere in the podcaster's life, sometimes family interrupts, which is just what happens. I'm very apologetic. I lost my train of thought there, and I'm just going to continue with the podcast and chalk that off to being a podcaster with children. So anyway, we were talking about videos and courses and the quality of courses on LinkedIn Learning, which I think are very high. And that is one of the big benefits, I think, for Premium. So do I think you should use LinkedIn Premium? I would say that if you have got a LinkedIn profile that is fully optimized, you are already making headway on LinkedIn in terms of building up a good network. You are putting posts on LinkedIn maybe a couple of times a week. You're getting engagement. You are getting people commenting and responding to your posts. You've written some articles and you've got engagement on those. Then, start thinking about LinkedIn Premium. If you haven't got any of those things, then I would suggest you go and start working on your foundation on LinkedIn. So having a good, solid profile, having content that people are engaging with, people are reaching out to find out how to work with you or contacting you to set up calls, then yes, go and try LinkedIn Premium, see what you think. Like I said earlier, you've got 30 days to try it out for free, so why not test it out for yourself? If you want help with any of those other things, having a good LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn strategy, LinkedIn company pages, all that stuff, then get in touch and let's have a chat about how I can help you with that. Head over to socialbni.com/work with me and let's see how we can get you leveling up your LinkedIn. All right, I will talk to you next week and hopefully it's getting warmer every day. All right, guys, talk to you next week. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Social Bee podcast. Come and join us over at www.socialbni.com and let's start creating a buzz about your business. And if you like what you hear, please pop over to iTunes and leave me a review. I'd really appreciate it. See you next time.